In this lesson, we will discuss different kinds of agile approaches. So, according to the PMP and PMI framework, agile approaches, we will discuss there are different agile approaches, but they all refers to several methods and frameworks that emphasize adaptability, customer collaboration, iterative delivery, and continuous improvement. What does it mean? One by one, we will discuss briefly. Adaptability means if we are working on any software, if the customer requests you to do some changes, we have to accept happily all the requests. Customer collaboration, we have to collaborate, we have to communicate with the people or with the customer, because when the customer give us the feedback on the basis of feedback, we will be able to improve the software. Iterative delivery is means that quality, we do not have to compromise with quality, we cannot compromise with the quality. And it is the refinement, the main word we use for the iterative delivery is the refinement. When we will make the prototype, we have to show the initial version to the customer, and on the basis of their feedback we have to refine, and then is the continuous improvement. Some of the main agile approaches you should know are as follows. Here I have written different approaches, but mainly in the exam the mostly question will come from the Scrum, Kanban. One question might come from the XP, one question might come from the Lean, but Crystal only there is 10% chances that the question might come in your actual PMP exam. So Scrum is one of the most important. If you will see the keyword product owner, Scrum Master, or the development team, so it means they are talking about the Scrum Agile approach. What we do in the Scrum, here I have written very briefly, the most widely used Agile framework. Scrum is the lightweight framework. Work is delivered in short iteration called the sprints. What is the meaning of a sprint? I will explain to you here as well, but I have a complete playlist of the Scrum, so you can also watch that videos, it will help you. A sprint typically 1 to 4 weeks. Suppose if you said that we are going to there are different pages, customer asks you to make 4 pages sheets of your website, suppose, and you are working on the first page. So first page usually takes suppose 1 to 4 weeks or maybe 1 week. That is called the sprint. So a small, it is a short iteration called a sprint. Key roles, as I told you, product owner, Scrum Master, and developers. What they do, I will explain to you later on. Then is the Kanban. Kanban is the visual workflow management method that focuses on continuous delivery and limiting work in process. Usually we use the board. You have seen in the restaurant nowadays what they do. There will be a screen, and in a screen they have different columns. Suppose here customer A, B, C, D, they order their suppose he has ordered sandwich, or this one has ordered pizza or whatever. So then second column is the work in process, because they cannot make each and every order right away. So suppose first two orders are here, we will say this is the work in process, and when it will complete, definitely you will get your order from here. So this is the visual workflow. We can easily see where our order stands, right, in a queue. So when the question will come in the Kanban board, in which order we usually place a limit, that is the work in process. Why? To reduce waste. And then is the extreme programming and agile software development method, emphasizing technical practices such as pair programming. Pair means whenever you will see the word pair, this is the keyword, it means they are talking about the extreme programming. One person write the code, the second person just check it. So in this way, less chances of error. Lean focus on maximizing value and minimizing waste. So these are the keywords for the lean. If you will see in the question, the approach they are asking you in which you have to maximize value and minimize waste, it means they are talking about the lean programming. Then is the crystal. A crystal is a family of agile methodologies tailored to team size and project criticality. What does it mean? That if you have a large critical project, then you have to use the crystal family or crystal agile approach. If suppose it's a critical project and the team members are more than 40, it means you have to use the red, because it says the family of crystal. So red family. If it is around 30, but I will let you know the exact numbers. If it is 30 members members in the team, then you have to use the orange crystal family and so on. But for the crystal family, 10% chances that might be one question will be there again. And then is the agile approach again, feature driven development, FDD. What does it mean? Organizes work around designing and building features in a short iterations, useful for a large project. If we have a large project, then we have to divide in small phases. Then we will use feature driven development. So again, here is the 10% chances that one question might come from FDD, from dynamic system development method, adaptive software development method, agile unified process. Here you can read it, but I cannot recommend that the question will come, but you should know what is the meaning of this. Now one question might come, but usually come from the SOS is scale agile framework, SAF, or Scrum. What does it mean? A simplified version of the rational unified process that incorporates agile principles. Sometimes it happens that there are two or three different teams, they work in silos. At the end, they want to coordinate their work. So the question will come, if they want to coordinate their work, what will they have to do? So you have to select SAF, Scale Agile Framework, or SOS, Scrum on Scrum. So I hope this is clear, right? But as I told you, the mostly questions in the Agile comes from the Scrum and the Kanban. Most modern Agile frameworks such as Scrum and Kanban use both iterative. Iterative means refinement, and incremental means we have to, here is the phases. The keyword is phases. We have to divide our project into different phases, and here is the refinement. First we will complete one phase, we have to show to the customer, we will get some feedback, then we have to refine. Until or unless one phase is not complete, we cannot go to the second one. And when all the phases are complete, then we have to deliver the project in a single unit, but here we have to deliver the project in phases. So what is a Scrum? This is the simple model of the Scrum. Keep in mind again, when Scrum, when you will use see the words product owner, Scrum Master, or the development team, it means they are talking about the Scrum. What actually happens, suppose if we have an assignment to make a building, so we will write down all the requirements here, not only the product owner but the Scrum Master, development team. We have all these, they have to members, all the development team and everyone has to write down the requirements, what we need in order to make a building. So when this list will complete, actually this is called the product backlog. If the question will come in Agile where you have to write down all the requirements, so that is the product backlog. Who is the owner of the product backlog? Product owner, right? The name is product owner, is the owner of this. If you want to make the changes in the product backlog, you can give just suggestions to the product owner, because he is the person responsible for the product backlog. And if we have made all these requirements here, at the end, suppose if the customer says we need some more requirements, so what we have to do, we have to write down in the product backlog, and this is called the product backlog refinement. We will give only suggestions, right? Again, product owner is responsible. Then when all the requirements are here, then is the second ceremony is the sprint planning. Here they have to decide, because all the requirement we cannot start right away. Suppose here in the construction, first is the foundation, we need the cement work or whatever. We said okay, 1 and 2 we will complete in first sprint goal, so we will start here, right? This is the sprint goal. When we will complete all these requirement, it is the product goal, but when we will complete these two, it is called the sprint goal. And then is the daily scrum. These are called the actually scrum ceremonies: sprint, daily scrum, sprint review, sprint planning, and sprint retrospective. These are the four ceremonies which we use in Scrum. In Scrum, what they do, they just discuss here what is the planning for today, or what they have to do today, what they did yesterday, is there any issues and problems only. And it is time box. All these ceremonies are time box. This is for 15 minutes. Sometimes the question comes, if this meeting is daily Scrum is more than 15 minutes, then what the Scrum Master has to do? The Scrum Master has to coach or guide the team that it should not be greater than 15 minutes. And then when this is done, suppose they are going to make this the two things, two items in this sprint. When this is completed, so they will show to the audience or the customers or the stakeholders. The question will come in which ceremony they can invite all the customers or stakeholders. So this is called the sprint review. They will check and they will give some feedback whether they want some improvement or not. If it is acceptable, then the product owner is responsible who will accept or reject the item which is created here. And there are the sometimes the question will come, what are the three important things which we have to do in the sprint review? First one is product owner is responsible who will accept or reject the item which is created here. Second is the feedback, we receive feedback from the customers or from the stakeholders. And third important is here they will make the plan, but the high level plan for the next sprint, right? Not in detail, high level what they have to do next. And when this sprint review is done, then is the sprint retrospective. A sprint retrospective is a kind of a lesson learned. Whatever lesson learned we have learned throughout the project, we have to write down here, and then they have to decide how we can improve the next sprint. This is the a simple model of a scrum. Then is the Kanban board. In Kanban board, you have seen here, these are different columns. First is all the orders, all the items are here. One by one, they will move to the work in process. When work in process is done, then it will validate and then complete. Here you have to hand over to the customer. Again, if the question will come in which order, we have to put a limit. So this is the work in process. Why? To reduce waste. I hope the Scrum and Kanban is clear to you. But in Kanban, there is two important terms which you should know. One is called the lead time, one is called the cycle time. What is the difference between these two? Lead time is, suppose here, this is our customer said they need the website, suppose, and they said they came to us and they said, okay, on June 1st, they requested to make the website, and we said, okay, your website will be completed on June the 30th. So 30 minus 1, which is 29 days, because this is the handover. On 30th, we will hand over. So this is called the lead time. Lead time means request time. Request came on June 1st and the delivery date. But it never happens that if the order comes and right away we will start working. No, maybe we will start working on their website on June the 10th and we will complete it June the 20th. So actually we have completed the website in 10 days. So these 10 days is the cycle time when we start the work and finished. But this is when the request came and we had handover to the customer. If you will read exactly, I have written the same thing. Lead time is the total time from when the customer places an order or request an order, initiate a request, to final delivery. Here is and cycle time is the subset of the lead time. It measures only the active production time from when work actually starts. I hope the difference is clear between the lead time and the cycle time. But keep in mind that lead time is greater than cycle time. Now, if concept is clear, you can pause your video, read the question, and find out the best answer. Then you can compare. What is the lead time in Kanban? Time taken from starting work to finishing work? No. The time between two team daily meetings? No. Time spent actively working on the task? Time taken from customer request until delivery of the work. So this is called the lead time, and this is the correct answer. Now is what is the cycle time? Time from customer request to delivery? No, customer request to delivery is the lead time. Time a task waits in the backlog? No. Time from when the work starts on an item until it is completed. So note, lead time is greater than cycle time. Lead time request to delivery, cycle time work start to completion. I hope this is clear to you. If you do have any question, please do not hesitate to ask me.